What's up? Matt from Fab here. Today's video, I'm going to be trying to repair my trusty old lathe, which has broken. Not sure what's happened, but I did one little job, which was to turn down the head of this bolt. I've got like 16 of them to do, and came back in this morning and there's just no power to it. There's power from the isolator. I've only recently just wired this back in to its new destination, but something's obviously gone wrong within the electrical side of it, or potentially the switch that makes it move back and forward. First problem is I need to pull this out because I can't get into the back to see in any of the electrics. And I put this in with a set of machine skates and a little machine jack, so I'm going to try to pull it out with a ratchet strap off of that pillar there. So we'll have a go at that. Alright, so the first thing I can tell you is it smells like burnt electrical, typical burnt out electrical smell you get off of stuff. Obviously I've isolated it all and checked everything's dead. Oh, there we go, that looks pretty suspect there. So I think this one is the culprit. I think I'll just pull that out and have a little look. Oh yeah, you can see that's all. Right, so looking at this is basically, this contactor is just feeding power to the switches. So this is the cut-off switch from the pedal down there, the stop, and then this is powering the switch to the handle. So if I loop this contactor across, so as if it was sucked in, if I just bridge that wire to this one and feed power to the switches, that will verify that it is that contactor that's not working. So this is my jumper cable, basically linking that circuit across now. Let's have a go at powering it up. Right, so what it's doing is it's not latching off the emergency stop or any of the stops. So the only way you can stop it is to lift that into its central position. So would be very dangerous to use the lathe like that, but it does verify that it's just that contactor. So yeah, just got to find something to replace that with, and that'll be fixed. So not too bad of a job. Hopefully I can find something local to fix it. So just like magic, in a few seconds I have a new contactor. Or did it take a week? No one will ever know. So this should hopefully do the trick. So there's my new contactor fitted. fixed. So that wasn't as simple as it should have been, because I mixed up the wires when I was swapping the relay over, and luckily found this hand-drawn electrical diagram online and was able to work out where I'd gone wrong. It was this contactor D1 here, and I had the basically this wire here, which should have been connecting to the forward switch. I had it switched around with this one, which connects into the reverse switch. So once I'd worked that out, it was an easy fix, but I spent probably 2 hours scratching my head before I got to that point. But at least it's fixed. Now I've got to get all the covers back on and try and get it back into its hole. Sorted. Happy days. That's my lathe fixed. So I wouldn't recommend anyone mess around with three-phase electric unless you really know what you're doing. You could probably get away with a 240 volt electric shock if you're healthy, but three-phase 400 volts is a whole nother ball game. It's quite easy to barbecue yourself. So I'll put a link to this in the description, just in case anyone happens to be watching this anytime in the future that's having any wiring issues with one of these old Colchester students. Might help you, definitely help me. Going to show you the coffee truck now, which I've just finished. So let's go and have a look at it. So I had planned on filming this whole project and documenting it all, but the build just ended up taking so much longer than I thought it would. I just got to the point where I couldn't really film it all and slow the project down even more, so just had to get it done. But basically, from where you saw it before, which was the bare framework, I had all these outer sheets laser cut with all the rivet holes cut into them. So it was pretty straightforward on that side of it. It's a more expensive way of doing it, but the end result is definitely a nicer, more precise finish. But I did have to make sure the whole framework of the box was square to about 1 millimeter to make sure that everything lined up and you didn't have any run out on any of the edges of the panels, which on a box that big is actually quite hard to do. The gas struts I made adjustable brackets for, because there's a bit of science involved in getting the angles for those right, so I just made all the bracketry adjustable so you can sort of slide them up and down and get the amount of resistance correct on them. Put some extra reinforcement in behind all the latches just to make everything a little bit more secure and sturdy. And yeah, all the doors open and close really nicely. The most difficult bit was that top corner, getting that curved radius on there. It took me a good few goes to get that right, just because it was to get the bend to stick in the material, you would have to over bend it and then basically run it back through the folder in the other direction to take some of the bend out to get the curve I wanted. So that was quite a bit of work, but got there in the end. And this is basically the drawing that I was given to start with, and this is what we ended up with. I think it came out good. Customer is happy with it, so I'll try and get some shots of it when it's all kitted out and up and running. Apologies if you wanted to see this whole build, but it just was one of those projects that unfortunately took a lot longer than I thought that it would. So this is my little range of wall-mounted tool holders. If there's any other sort of tool holders that you think would be useful, drop me a comment and I'll see what I can come up with. These are all available on my eBay shop. There'll be a link in the description, or you can find it under Urchfab on eBay. There'll also be a link on my website, urchfab.com. And yeah, I really appreciate any support I get through the eBay shop. As I said in the previous video, I've set up a competition where you can win £2,500 of AIM products. So you can get yourself anything you want off the AIM website. They do stuff for motorcycle racing, motocross, sim racing, cars, off-road trucks, any type of motorsport. There'll be something on there to suit whatever it is you're doing. Even if you're just building a custom car, there's camera systems, yeah, there's all sorts. So head over to aimshop.com, go and have a look and just see if there's anything on there that you want. The details for that will be here. You can scan this code and it will take you straight to it, or I'll put the details in the description box of the video. It's going to be £5 a ticket. There'll be a limited amount of tickets. And I'll also put the details on my website, urchfab.com.